welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to bring you my review of the Fluance. These are the Ai60 and these are powered bookshelf speakers. I've had them for around almost a year now, well, going on Christmas. My wife bought these for me last year for Christmas, and I kind of go over little specs about them, not a whole lot. I am not an audio expert, but I'll go into a little bit about them and why I purchased these versus say a Soundbar or something like that, or a 5-in-1 or a 2-in-1 system that you can get at like Best Buy or Costco. So these run around $2.99. I'm pretty sure these were $3.99 when I originally bought them, but they've been discontinued. There's the Ai60 so they made an upgrade to them, but I'm pretty sure I paid $3.99 for them, but they were $50 off. They do have deals on them every once in a while, and the reason why I went with bookshelf speakers is because powered bookshelf speakers, for one, I didn't want a bunch of cables like a 5-in-1, and two, the sound's just way better than any of the sound bars out there. I tried every single sound bar at Best Buy and at Costco, and if you want really good sound out of a sound bar and subwoofer, you're gonna pay a decent amount. So you're gonna pay $700, $800, $900, at least when I was looking at them. So you can get the Ai60s right now, the 6.5 inch, for around $2.99. So basically you have a 6.5 inch woofer, and then you have a 1 inch tweeter up here. It's a Class D 100-watt amplifier, which is in these. It's actually in the other one. It's just super heavy, and the other one I didn't want to bring down here just because of how heavy it is. And we mainly use these in our actual living room setup. So a few things about them. They do come with a remote. They are Bluetooth enabled, so you do have that. There's no external amp or anything else you have to buy. Once you buy these, they're basically plug and play, which I think is really nice. Is one reason why I bought it. They're very easy to actually work with and go over. So I have them pulled up here. Fluance is actually a Canadian company. I don't think they have the little logo on here, but the other one has like a little Canadian logo on it. But the first thing I noticed when these came in, they're very well packaged. It took about 10 days to get here. I'm in Ohio, so they do, I'm pretty sure they ship from Canada, so it did take them a little bit to get here. Excellent packaging. The first thing I noticed when picking these up is just how heavy they are. So they feel like good quality built speakers. They don't feel, a lot of soundbars out there, if you're going to spend $300 on a soundbar, it's going to be junk. Well, maybe not junk, but it's not going to be as good a build quality or probably sound anywhere near as good as these are. So this is something that I splurged on. But the first thing I noticed is just how heavy and how well built they are. They do have multiple colors, so they have 4 different color options. I went with this one mainly because I didn't want to have to worry about it getting dirty. That's my only issue with light colors, is that it can get a little dirty from time to time. They do have a break-in period. I think it was like 10 hours. I wanted you to run something for like 10 hours. We did not do that, but it does have a break-in period with it. It comes with a remote, and that was really it. There's not a whole lot that comes with it, the 2 speakers and the remote. So when it comes to actually setting it up, it's pretty easy. It just has a power switch, and it has a little button on the front which you can turn on and off or toggle between your different settings. So if you want Bluetooth or you want to do the actual just regular audio through your speaker or your TV, you just hit the button, push it in, and it goes to that. It does also control the volume on there, and it has a little LED light that will indicate kind of what setting you're on. So if you're on Bluetooth or just on regular standard audio through your TV, which is nice. So if something happens to the remote, you can order a different remote, but if something happens with this, you can't control it. Just wireless. Just with the actual button on the front. So the first thing I noticed about these is just how well they sound. They are one of the best sounding speakers. I currently have Edifier, I forget what model they are. They're $100 powered bookshelf speakers also. But these are the best sounding speakers I've ever bought. I previously had a 5-in-1 system, which was around $1,000, and had some old Kenwood speakers and a big 10-inch subwoofer. These sound way better than that. I literally went to Best Buy and Costco and played around with every soundbar out there, and these are the best sounding speakers that I've ever had. Not an audiophile, but I do know a tad bit about stuff that sounds good, but it's very loud, very crisp. you're not going to need to crank this up to anywhere near the highest volume. So you're not going to have any problem with that. It has a decent amount of bass, but it's not overwhelming. I did not want something like a 10, 12, 15-inch subwoofer that was going to rattle the house. We have a baby. Neighbors were a little more self-conscious about that stuff, and I just don't need that bass. But this does have a very good amount of bass to it. It's similar to something like the Bear Dynamics, like the DT880 Pros, like headphones. They kind of have a good overall balance of audio. So all the treble, mids, all that sound great. It's very clear, crisp. There's no static. There's no rattle or anything. And the bass is really punchy and really, really tight. So you don't have any issues there. So I really like that. I like the remote. We haven't had any problems with that. Hooking it up took like 5 minutes. I did have to buy an auxiliary cable for it because I didn't want to use RCA, just because you are limited when you use RCA cables. I like the way they look. They're very nice looking in a room. I get compliments on them often when family members come over who have never been over. Like, what are those? Because most people have never probably heard of Fluance, which I hadn't heard of before. I was originally going to get some like some Audio-Technica, or not Audio-Technica, I forget what the brand name is. But Energy makes some good stuff. I looked at a ton of other brands out there. Edifier makes good higher end speakers, but I am very happy that I went with these, and I would highly recommend these for anyone who is looking to spend $250 to $300. You can get their 5-inch ones for $249, which I think is a steal right now. And they also will power a subwoofer, so you can power a subwoofer for these, and you can actually buy them now in a package where they come with a subwoofer. So I may do that down the line and upgrade the ones for our living room, and then move these to a different room. But they are a little large, so they're bigger than I actually thought they were going to be. So that's something you may want to keep in mind, especially compared to, I believe the Edifier ones are 4-inch. They're much smaller, so I'll kind of get you a shot of that, which will give you an idea. There is a couple negatives. So the first one is, this is subjective, but there's no grill in the front. I personally don't like grills, but I could see how that may be an issue if, say, you have a baby that's going to poke a hole in it. We haven't had any issues with our 16-month-old poking holes in it or anything, but that is something to keep in mind if you have pets or kids, that you may have to worry about them poking holes in it. I think that's really it. I think that's the only negative that I would say about them. They were a little expensive when I bought them because they were $399. They've since went down in price, and now they're discontinued. But the Ai60s are actually $299, so I'd highly recommend those. I'm sure they have more advanced features and probably updated technology on the inside. But that's really it. That's the only negative. It didn't come with the right audio aux cable. It comes with RCA cables, which is okay, but I wanted the higher up cable, so I did have to run and get I think it was like $30. I had to go to Best Buy because I wanted to hook it up that day. I probably could have got cheaper online. But that's really it. It's a very good speaker setup. I don't know if the warranty is very long on it. Let's see. It tells us here. It does not look like it tells us, so I'm pretty sure the warranty was only 1 or 2 years, which could be a little bit of a negative. I mean, I'd really like to see maybe a 4 or 5 year warranty with this type of stuff, just because of how well built it is. I think they could add it on there and not have any problem with it. I've never dealt with their customer service, so I don't know how that would be, but I've been really happy with these so far, and I'd highly recommend them to anyone. If you're wanting any type of good audio for a computer system, your home entertainment, I would recommend these 1000%. And I would do the powered ones versus the non-powered ones, just so you don't have to worry about getting a setup box or anything like that. You can just plug and play, and these things are ready to go. I think they're good enough audio for just about anything out there. Even pro grade stuff, I would recommend these over, say, there's some Yamaha ones out there that you can get, which are $1,000, $1,200, but I would recommend these in a heartbeat. And I've connected them to my phone with Bluetooth. It's not the best audio via Bluetooth. It's not as good as being plugged into the TV, I have found, but it works pretty well. I haven't tried it with the new Apple Music, the lossless, since they upgraded that, but I'll probably try that down the line. Sometimes they're out of stock. That may be another negative. They do run out of stock of these often, especially with COVID and everything going on with manufacturing kind of slowing just about everything that is electronic. They do run out of stock from time to time. But that's it. Probably the most happy purchase I've had besides my camera in a while. I get the most use out of this. We use it all the time, and we've really enjoyed it. So highly recommend. Comments, questions, leave them below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. It does help out the channel some without having to contribute anything. And hope you guys have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever it is out there, and I'll see you guys next time.